somewhere on a remote mountain in northern Italy, there is a skeleton, not of a person, not of an animal, but of a 200-foot-long pink rabbit. And the strangest part? It was placed there on purpose, and the people who put it there never planned to take it back. This is the story of Hase, the most bizarre, most beautiful, and most deliberately temporary art installation the world has ever seen. A giant pink rabbit that was born to die, and took exactly 20 years to do it. It starts in a small village called Artesina, nestled in Italy's Piedmont region, the kind of place most people have never heard of and probably never will. The year is 2005. A group of 4 artists from Vienna, Austria, known collectively as Gelatin, had just finished a project that took them 5 full years to complete. Not a painting, not a sculpture in a gallery, something far stranger. They had knitted, by hand, a 200-foot-long, 20-foot-tall stuffed rabbit, pink, fluffy, lying on its back with its guts spilling out beside it, and they carried it up a mountain. On September 18, 2005, at exactly 11:30 in the morning, Hase, which simply means hair in German, was officially unveiled on the slopes of Colletto Fava, 5,000 feet above sea level. And it looked completely insane. A building-sized pink rabbit collapsed on a mountainside, visible from miles away, and even from space on Google Earth. But here is what made it unlike any art installation before it. Gelatin didn't put up fences. They didn't rope it off. They placed little ladders around the rabbit so hikers could climb on top of it, rest on it, play on it, lie on its belly and stare up at the Italian Alps. The artists said they wanted people to feel small, like Gulliver. And then they walked away. For years, people stumbled across the rabbit on Google Earth and had absolutely no idea what they were looking at. Forum posts, Reddit threads, travel blogs, all asking the same question. What on earth is that pink thing on the Italian mountainside? Hikers began making pilgrimages up Colletto Fava specifically to see it, to touch it, to lie on top of a giant knitted rabbit in the middle of the Alps, because why not? But here is what most people didn't know when they made that trip. The rabbit was never meant to survive. Gelatin had made it from wool and stuffed it with straw. No protective coating, no maintenance plan, no restoration ever scheduled. They left it fully exposed to wind, rain, snow, scorching summers and freezing winters, to cattle that graze nearby, to time itself. When asked about its future, the artists were completely matter-of-fact. We foresee that in 20 years, the pink puppet will be swallowed by the weather, devoured by cattle, completely erased by nature. 20 years. That was always the plan. Now pause for a second, because there is a detail about this rabbit that most people completely overlook. Gelatin didn't knit it themselves. The rabbit was created with the help of a group of grandmothers, real grandmothers, who spent 5 years hand-knitting the panels of this massive pink sculpture, stitch by stitch, across thousands of hours of quiet and careful work. Think about that. Elderly women sitting together, knitting something they knew would one day rot on a mountainside. Something designed from the beginning to disappear. Something that would never hang in a gallery or sell at auction. They knitted it anyway. There is something quietly profound about that. A group of women who had spent their lives making things meant to last. Scarves, blankets, sweaters, choosing instead to pour their skill and their time into something built to vanish. That in itself might be the most interesting part of this whole story. Now let's watch it die. Slowly. 2005, bright, vivid pink, shocking against the green hillside. You can see the shape perfectly from above, the ears, the legs, the rounded body. Hikers scrambling over it like ants on a candy bar. 2007, still pink, still recognizable. But look closely, the edges are softening. The wool is beginning to mat and gray at the extremities. 2016. 11 years in, and it is almost unrecognizable. The color has bled out. The stuffing has collapsed. What was once plump and round is now flattened and mottled, a gray shadow of its former self, slowly being absorbed into the earth. 2018. Hikers still make the journey, but now they are standing over something that looks more like a ruin than a rabbit. The outline is there if you know what you are looking for. But the magic, fading fast. 2025, the 20th year, the final year. From above, it looks like a chalk outline at a crime scene, a ghostly skeletal shape pressed into the grass, barely distinguishable from the landscape around it. Hase is gone, and it went exactly as planned. So what was the point? That is the question everyone asks, and honestly, there is no single answer, which is probably exactly what Skeleton intended. Some see it as a statement about impermanence, that everything we build, everything we create, everything we love, eventually returns to the earth. No exception. Not even a 200-foot rabbit. Some see it as a rejection of the art world's obsession with preservation and value. Skeleton didn't want Hase in a museum behind glass. They didn't want it insured or restored or immortalized. They wanted it lived in and then let go. And some people, maybe the most honest ones, just think it was a wonderfully absurd thing to put on a mountain. And that is enough. A giant pink rabbit appeared on an Italian hillside, made millions of people smile, confused millions more, invited strangers to lie on its belly and stare at the sky, and then quietly, gracefully, dissolved back into the world. 20 years, one rabbit, zero regrets. Hase is gone now, but the mountain is still there. Coletto Fava still has hikers. The grandmothers who knitted it have aged. The 4 artists of Skeleton have moved on to other strange and beautiful projects. And somewhere in the grass on that Italian hillside, there are still a few threads of pink wool pressed into the soil. A reminder that something extraordinary was here. If this story moved you or just made you smile, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. If you could place any giant object on any mountain in the world, what would it be? See you in the next one.